Mary, I'm sorry to bother you so late at night. I need to go to the hospital. Would it be possible for you to drive me?
Leave it to me, April. I'll get the car ready right away. How are you feeling? Are you in pain?
It's a bit tough, honestly. Given the situation, I think I'll probably have to be admitted.
Got it. In that case, I'll bring your overnight back tomorrow.
Thank you. I'm so sorry for relying on you for everything.
No, it's fine. This is something your husband Jack should be taking care of, but honestly, asking that idiot brother of mine to do anything is just a waste of time. So I'm actually happy you're counting on me. By the way, where is Jack? Is he not at home?
Yeah, he went out drinking, saying it was his last night of freedom.
What? What is that moron even thinking? Leaving you alone when you're so close to your due date?
He seems to think that nothing will happen before the due date.
I'm speechless. Mom and I kept telling him to stop acting so carelessly, and yet he still doesn't get it.
I know, it shocked me too. And on top of that, he was secretly making arrangements for the wedding without telling me. The wedding planner actually tried to contact me when they found something suspicious, but it turns out Jack had swapped out my contact information. He made sure I couldn't communicate directly with the planner.
What? He went that far?
Apparently, he didn't want to cancel the wedding after he'd gone to such lengths to show off how happy he was about it to everyone around him.
That's beyond ridiculous. Honestly, it's terrifying. April, I'm so sorry you've had to deal with all of this. I'm sure you've wanted to get away from Jack for a long time.
It couldn't be helped. After all, I had our precious child to think about. I had to endure it so that nothing would endanger this baby. That was the only thing I couldn't risk. But now all of that, it's finally over.
April, stop worrying about anything else right now. This is where the real challenge begins. You never know what might happen during childbirth. I wish I could be there with you.
It's okay, Mary. Just knowing you care means so much to me. Once the baby is born, come visit us, okay? There's no way I'm letting him hold this child.
Wait, really?
Yes, absolutely. You may be my sister-in-law, but to me, you're my precious little sister.
Yes, thank you, April. I'll do everything I can to make sure you have a safe delivery.
What do you mean by do everything you can? What are you planning?
Oh, nothing. Look, we're almost at your house now. I'll explain everything later. today. I was so happy to be able to hold the baby. I mean, she's just so cute. I could barely stop smiling the whole time. I can't believe how tiny she is. It made me realize how precious these little moments are. She was so peaceful in my arms, and I just wanted to hold her forever. I hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable by holding her so much, but I just couldn't resist.
No, thank you for coming, Mary. It means a lot to me, and I'm really grateful to you for stopping Jack. Honestly, I wasn't sure how I could handle everything without your help. You really came through for me.
Well, that's what family is for, right? You can always count on me. I'm really happy you trusted me enough to step in. It felt good to be able to support you like that. Oh, but I guess I won't be able to call you my sister anymore, will I? You know, with everything changing.
It's okay. If you're comfortable with it, I'd still like you to call me your sister. I know it's a little strange with things shifting around, but I've always thought of you as a real sister, even if we're not blood related. So if you're okay with it, I'd love for things to stay the same between us.
Really? You sure you're okay with that? That makes me so happy. I mean, I've always felt like you were family, and I never wanted to make things awkward just because of the title. I don't care if we're sisters-in-law. I'll always think of you as my sister.
Yeah, I mean it. You've been there for me through a lot, and I appreciate that more than you know. My parents are getting older, and I have to leave the family home soon, so we might not get to see each other as often, but that doesn't change the way I feel about you. We'll still be close no matter what.
That's so sweet of you. You know, if you ever need anything, I'm more than happy to come help. Taking care of a baby alone is hard work, and you don't have to do it all by yourself. Even my mom is insisting she wants to help out whenever she can. She loves spending time with you, and she's always saying how much she enjoys your company.
Thank you, Mary. That really means a lot. You're always so thoughtful. I honestly don't know what I would do without you. But hey, I've been wondering about something, and I hope you don't mind me asking. Why do you care so much about me? Why do you go out of your way to be so kind to me?
Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand.
I've been thinking about this for a while now. Even though we're sisters-in-law, I wasn't sure if you truly accept me or if there was a chance you might feel uncomfortable with our relationship. I know it's not always easy to bond with someone who's not part of your immediate family. I guess I was just curious why you've been so supportive.
Oh, I see what you mean. And I think it's because honestly the affection I felt from you was something I never got from Jack. And I think maybe that's why I've been drawn to you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Jack, in the end, he looked down on me and Mom. I don't think he ever really understood how much we were trying to support him. It showed in the way he spoke to us, and I think it's something that's been bothering me for a long time. Even though I knew Jack cared about me in his own way, I never felt like there was real family love from him. But when you reached out to me, it was different. You didn't have to care about me, someone who's just your sister-in-law, but you did. And I think that made all the difference. I remember the first time we went shopping together, just the two of us. I never really done that with an older sister before, and I was surprised at how much fun I had. I really enjoyed talking with you and spending time together. And before I knew it, I started to feel a deeper connection.
So that's what it was. I'm glad to hear that. I've always felt like I could talk to you, and I'm happy we got to know each other better.
Yeah, it just kind of happened naturally. And I realized that I care about you a lot. But now that I'm thinking about it, I want to ask you something too. Why did you reach out to me? I know it's me who's reaching out, but back then, it was you who made the first move.
I think it's because you seem lonely. I could see it in your eyes when we first met. When you invited me to your family's dinner, everyone was chatting like a normal family, but I noticed you. You seemed like you were keeping your distance, like you didn't really belong there. I could sense that something was off.
Oh, I guess I wasn't being as subtle as I thought. Yeah, I had given up on trying to connect with Jack. It felt like no matter what I did or said, it didn't matter. So I just started putting on a fake smile and pretending everything was fine. I didn't want to confront him about it, so I kept everything inside. But I think, deep down, I really wanted someone to notice, someone to reach out to me.
That's exactly how I felt. And when I saw that, I thought, at least while you're with me, I want to make some good memories for us. I wanted to make sure you didn't have to feel so alone.
That's so touching. You have no idea how much that means to me. You've been such a big help in my life, and I want to make sure you know how much I appreciate it. If you ever need anything, I'll be there for you, no matter what.
You've already done so much for me, Mary, but I'm just so glad to have you in my life. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better sister-in-law. You've made such a difference, and I'm really lucky to have met you.
Oh, I feel the same way. Thank you, April. I'm so glad we have each other.
Jack, once holding a decent position at his workplace, gradually saw his status slip away. It wasn't a simple case of a minor setback or an unfortunate incident. No, Jack was pushed to the point where he effectively lost his standing at work and was relegated to a corner, so to speak. His career, which had once seemed promising, was now at a standstill with no clear direction ahead. The series of events that led to his drastic change in this life began with his attempt to start a family under seemingly normal circumstances. He tried to marry his pregnant wife, and at first it seemed like everything would fall into place. But instead of the expected joy of a new beginning, what followed was a nightmare. Jack became a source of emotional harm to his wife, his actions and behavior leading to what is known as emotional abuse, or what is more commonly referred to as moral harassment. His treatment of his wife became unbearable to the point where their marriage fell apart, and they ended up divorcing. This was a tragic turn of events for his wife, who was now not only dealing with the emotional scars of the abuse, but also the pain of raising their child without the man she had hoped would be a supportive partner. In the aftermath of all this, most people, understandably, began distancing themselves from Jack. No one could blame them. After all, it was clear that someone who would treat his spouse in such a way wasn't someone many would want to keep close. Meanwhile, I, in contrast to Jack, made a different decision in my life. After everything that had happened, I made the choice to move out and start fresh. I found myself a small, modest apartment. It wasn't much, but it was my space, my place to breathe and to make a new life for myself and my child. While it wasn't the dream home I once imagined for my family, it was a safe place. The weight of being a single mother was heavy, and I didn't take this responsibility lightly. The truth was, I felt an overwhelming sense of anxiety about raising my child alone. The fear of not being enough, of not being able to provide everything my child would need emotionally and materially, kept me up at night. There were so many uncertainties about the future, and the pressures of single parenthood seemed at times unbearable. Despite my anxiety and fear, I wasn't entirely alone in this journey. I had people who cared for me, who were there to help when I needed it. Mary, my close friend, and my mother both came to check in on me regularly. Their visits brought me a sense of relief, knowing that there were people around who wanted to see me succeed as a mother, who wanted to help shoulder some of the burden. They weren't just offering moral support, but practical help too. They offered advice, assistance with the baby, and emotional reassurance that I was doing my best and that I wasn't alone. I knew I couldn't do this all on my own, and I didn't have to. I was grateful for the love and help that I received from my mother and Mary. It wasn't just about making life easier, though that was certainly a part of it. It was about the emotional connection, the reminder that I had a support system that would help me through the hardest days. They understood how tough things could be, and that made all the difference. But in the midst of all this, one thought weighed heavily on my mind. I couldn't let my child grow up the way Jack had. I couldn't let my child be molded by the same influences that had led Jack to the mistakes he had made. I couldn't risk my child ending up like him, someone who had hurt those closest to him and who had lost everything in the process. It wasn't just a matter of not wanting my child to make the same mistakes. It was about ensuring that my child grew up knowing the value of kindness, respect, and love. It was about teaching my child the importance of family, of being there for others, and of not letting selfishness or pride destroy the bonds that should be cherished. The thought of my child becoming like Jack filled me with determination. I made a promise to myself that I would be the best parent I could be. I would show my child a world filled with love, support, and understanding. I knew that there would be challenges along the way, and there always are, but I was committed to ensuring that my child would never feel the sense of abandonment or pain that Jack's actions had caused. I wouldn't allow my child to grow up without a sense of security or without knowing what it meant to be loved and be loved. I would be the one to provide that, no matter how difficult the journey. And if I ever felt like I couldn't handle it, I knew I could lean on my mother, Mary, and the others who had supported me so far. Together, we would help create a strong foundation for my child to grow up in, a foundation built on love, respect, and understanding. The goal was clear: to give my child the tools to become a kind, responsible, and loving person. I knew that this would not guarantee that they would never make mistakes, but it would ensure that they had a sense of what was right and wrong, and that they understood the importance of being a good person. Above all, I wanted my child to grow up with a sense of hope, knowing that no matter what happened, they were loved and supported. As I looked down at my child, I realized that every moment spent raising them would be a chance to shape their future, to ensure that they would never make the same mistakes as Jack. My mission was clear: to love my child unconditionally, to be there for them through every challenge, and to help them navigate the world in a way that would make them proud of the person they would eventually become. And so, with that resolve in my heart, I continued my journey, raising my child with everything I had. Each day was a step closer to ensuring that the future for my child would be brighter, filled with love, hope, and a future that was theirs to shape. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.